OK， 恐怖视频合
The
集。
first clip we're checking out today comes from Caitlin, known on TikTok as Kit Kat Patty Whack. She explains that her dad installed a security camera out back because the motion sensor light kept going off, yet he never saw anyone there. But on the night of October 27th, 2024, that finally changed.
是那种拖影吗？还是怎么回事啊？好像有个影子，你看没有？人形轮廓吗？啊？但是这回它好像成半透明的形状啊。
At first glance, the footage seems uneventful, but if you look closely near the center of the frame, you'll notice a faint, misty figure drifting across the yard. It moves slowly, almost aimlessly, before eventually wandering out of view. The strange thing is how human the figure's movements appear, even though it's completely translucent. It doesn't behave like a reflection, and it doesn't resemble fog or light distortion either. Caitlin says both she and her dad were completely baffled after watching the footage, unsure what to make of it. Of course, skeptics have offered a few ideas: an insect close to the lens, a stray beam of light, or even a small cloud of breath or vapor caught by the infrared sensor. Still, the way the figure glides across the yard gives the whole scene an eerie, ghostly vibe. So what do you think? Did Caitlin's dad accidentally capture a wandering spirit on his backyard camera, or is this just another case of technology playing tricks on us?
你说这 CG 还差不多。
TikTok user FV Frequent Flyer posted a series of 3 eerie videos back in October 2024, documenting his late-night visit to an allegedly haunted vacant house. In the first video, he films the house from outside, and right away, something strange stands out.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking, it was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals? The kitchen light being on. And then in the far room over there, there's a light that's going off and on.
什么鬼？
No one lives here. I think that this house may be haunted.
这没人住，为什么还有电
Multiple lights inside the home flicker erratically, even though the place is clearly abandoned. The uploader wisely decides not to get any closer that night, but the story doesn't end there. A full year later, curiosity gets the best of him. He returns to the same house, and unbelievably, the lights are still flashing in exactly the same way.
啊？
Who would pay
1年之后还是这样吗？
Did you just see that?
这该不会是一个类似于
Something most definitely just changed.
网红打卡点之类的吧？
It's one of the lights paused for a second. There's no cars. It's 10 o'clock at night.
有点故意啊，毕竟没人住啊，这店肯定是人在走的。
This is 1 year later. Now, we did meet the girl that grew up here. This was her childhood home. She absolutely 100% said it was haunted.
It's the same pattern, the same pulsing glow, like something
他觉得
or
这边闹鬼，
someone
所以
is
这边被
still
改装成
there.
了博物馆。
Then, in a third video filmed during the day, the phenomenon happens again.
又有是吧？
Looks like
灯又来了。
the light downstairs is blinking, but the upstairs light isn't.
我以为那是什么牌子，那好像是一个卫星天线啊。
Timer, maybe? I don't know. But as you can see, it's definitely grown up. Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
他不敢进去啊。
The lights continue to blink,
我感觉他不进去
despite
是合
no
理的。
sign of anyone inside. According to the uploader, there's more than one electrical circuit in the home, meaning it's not just a single malfunction causing the flickering. It's easy to imagine how unnerving that would be. An empty house, sealed off from the world, but somehow still alive with light. While some viewers theorize the faulty power connection or motion-triggered sensors, others think the lights might be responding to something unseen. I'll admit, it would have been fascinating if the uploader had tried to peer inside, but for his safety, staying in the car was probably the right move. So what do you think? Could there be a logical electrical explanation, or is this the work of something that never left the property?
他是在走电，总不能说政府允许他一直在走电吧，对吧？很奇怪啊。
A Reddit user named AJ Buttons recently shared a video to Paranormal that's had viewers debating non-stop. AJ explains in the post that his home security camera caught something deeply unsettling. Something walking from one room to another down the hall late at night. He adds, quote, "There's a security camera in the room it came from, but it didn't record anything. I checked the exact time from one camera to the other." End quote.
啊！我操！我操，这有点恐怖啊！
Sure enough, a faint figure seems to drift across the hallway, its shape visible just long enough to make your
它
heart
就像
skip
一
a
个电
beat.
子干扰一样。
Whatever it was, it didn't trigger the camera in the other room, which makes the whole
电
thing
子干扰
even
人形轮
stranger.
廓啊，
One commenter insisted it must have been a person,
可能
but
跟这
AJ
个
quickly clarified
监
that
控的
wasn't
这个像
possible.
素有关系。
The other camera, covering the doorway the figure emerged from, showed absolutely nothing. It's a classic setup for a haunted house mystery. A figure caught on camera that appears to exist only in one frame, one moment, one sliver of time. Whether it was a camera glitch, a shadow, or something truly paranormal, it's enough to make anyone lose a night's sleep.
突然间消失了啊！
If I saw something like this on my own
这人
home
突然之间
security
消失了。
footage, I don't think I'd rest easy until I got answers. Hopefully AJ finds out what
编辑过的吗
or who was wandering his hallway that night.
但看着有点诡异，看着有点诡异。
This story comes from Reddit user Signal Pollution 4881, who shared footage and memories from a small town movie theater where he and his brother worked the night shift back in 2018. From their very first shift, something about the place felt
看着
wrong.
很早啊，
One night while cleaning, he heard the sound of a baby crying, even though the building was locked and empty. Over time, other strange things followed. Footsteps echoing the projection booth, doors creaking open on their own, and the uneasy sense of being watched. Months later, while upstairs in the projection area, he saw a pitch-black figure standing about 20 feet away. It had no face, no features, just a solid human shape. Terrified,
实在在
he
人形
ran
轮
and
廓
never spoke of it until his brother later witnessed a thick black mist form in the bathroom before vanishing. Only then did the brothers realize they'd both seen something unexplainable. Eventually, they stopped working nights altogether, but even years after leaving, the hauntings didn't stop. A former co-worker later sent them this clip, recorded around Halloween, showing a dark figure in the projection area, the exact same spot where the uploader had seen the shadow before.
有点糊吧，有一说一。哇哦！我操，那什么东西啊？
To anyone else, it might look like a trick
鸟吗？
of the light, or maybe a bat. But to the uploader, it was unmistakable. Whatever haunted that theater was still there. I don't know about you, but after hearing this story, I might stick to streaming movies at home for a while.
更愿意在家里面看那个流媒体啊，流媒体电影。
A Reddit user recently posted a video to high strangeness that'll leave you both confused and amazed. In the footage, the uploader
这好像
views
是
the night
UFO 是吧？
sky
黑
when
色的
something unusual
三角
comes
形
into view.
飞行器。我操，真的假的？好像有什么绳索牵着它吗？看起来。 我怎么好像看见绳索了？是有绳索吗
Now the one on the side went out.
？What the fuck？
Not completely.
这视频好像进行
A
了防抖
large
处理。
black triangular-shaped object can be seen slowly descending over a distant ridgeline. The uploader continues filming in disbelief, clearly unsure what he's looking at. If this really is a UFO, it's a striking one. Its shape is far more distinct than the usual glowing orbs or circular craft we're used to
是
seeing.
是在拍戏吗？我感觉
Triangular sightings like this have
我
long
看见线一样，
fascinated
绳子一样
UFO
东西，录影落
researchers,
线啊，录影落线。
often compared to reports of the mysterious black triangle craft spotted across North America and Europe since the 1980s. Of course, skeptics suggest it could be anything from a drone or aircraft viewed from an odd angle to a lighting illusion against the night sky. Still, the eerie
还是有
steadiness
可
of
能
its
啊，
descent and that unmistakable shape
这个速
make this
度
one
挺
hard
合
to
理的，有
ignore.
人说一。
So what do you think? Did this
有可能是
reticence
人造的
capture genuine evidence of something otherworldly,
旁边就是3架
or
无人
just
机
a
嘛，然后
perfectly timed
拿绳子
optical
牵引它嘛，
illusion?
对吧？
This next video comes from TikTok user Kuma Wix, who says the creepy incident took place just 3 days after moving into Columbus. The location? A community building that used to be an old church. For the first couple of minutes, Kuma and their friends wander through the area before spotting something odd and completely out of place.
Why it just perfectly
哦，气球吗？之前有一些我记得也有出现过气球啊，其实那个气球会跟着人。这期是不是也这样的？
explain this, man.
It was in the rafters, on the other side of the building.
You guys see the force on there?
Force
Troll?
原力
3
啊，
o'clock.
Bro, watch that.
Nah.
Watch. Watch the force it has.
A balloon can be seen drifting slowly through the hallway, moving in a way that seems almost deliberate. They follow it as it glides into the basement, passing under a staircase. Down there, an electric box with a fan is running, though Kuma notes there's barely any air coming from it. Still, it could explain the unusual movement.
Okay. Okay, we might have got it trapped. Is it cold?
Oh, there's barely even coming out of it.
Why is it going so fast then?
Move,
There was
move.
no air in that. Oh. Oh.
是不是他们气流导致的？他除非就是突然猛的一下动了一
I'm
下。
looking. I'm watching.
Things get stranger when they discover another balloon floating through the main part of the building. It hovers for a bit before heading downstairs again, eventually making its way into a fitness room.
Are you gonna come join us, or are you gonna go downstairs?
下楼了。怎么说他又上来了？
Goodbye. Say goodbye. Knock on wood.
不又自己上来了？哎，好像没有。
This time is going to the gym. Like you said. You said the gym doors are open. Why are those lights? See, that shadow, that big shadow that was there earlier is gone.
.目前为止还算
The
正
entire
常吧，我
sequence
觉得。
feels oddly haunting, especially considering the building's past as a church. Even if airflow is the most logical explanation, the way the balloons seem
他们人
to
很
move
多，
with purpose
可能会
gives
带
the
动周
footage
边的
an
气流，对
eerie,
吧？
almost supernatural
可以硬
vibe.
洗。
Filmed back in March, no updates were ever posted, leaving viewers to wonder what exactly was going on in that old church basement. For those who are unaware, between October 4th and 10th of this year, a Category 2 storm known as Hurricane Priscilla tore
我
through
们这边叫
southwest
台风，
Mexico.
他们那边叫飓风。
Sadly, it brought heavy damage to several regions, but according to one witness, it may have also brought something otherworldly with it. This clip comes from Reddit user Cass Green, who shared the footage on UAPs. They filmed it late at night in Cabo San Lucas, Baja California Sur, as the hurricane raged outside. In the distance, amid sheets of rain and flashes of lightning, several strange lights can be seen moving across the sky.
啊！我操！啊！操！天上是什么东西啊！我操！垃圾吗？还是数量有点多，好像。
Dozens of glowing orbs flicker and drift through the storm clouds, appearing and disappearing in rhythmic patterns. Some shoot upward, others hover in place, and a few seem to move in formation. Cass believes they were witnessing genuine UAPs. And interestingly, she claims to have seen something almost identical back in 2017 during a hurricane in Puerto Los Cabos, describing them as fireflies in the sky. The way these lights move is especially strange. They don't behave like aircraft, drones, or reflections. Despite the intense winds, their motion looks smooth and controlled, as if they're gliding through the storm on purpose. While some might speculate electrical discharges, debris reflections, or transformer explosions, the sheer number of coordinated lights makes this footage particularly hard to dismiss. If the video is authentic, it could be one of the most compelling mass UAP sightings ever caught during a hurricane. Multiple unidentified objects calmly navigating a sky when nothing else could.
我也曾盯了闪电，但是我从来没有见过这种情况。
This person was ready for a breath of independence. What they weren't ready for, however, was a brush with the paranormal. But unfortunately, that's just what they got.
看着情况好像是吵闹鬼是吧？刷上一个超自然，很激翻啊！ OK， 这个他们在室内晾衣服啊，让我想到那个直升飞机了啊，想你了老大。
After dealing with this horrific invasion of their property, they decided to take matters into their own hands and set up a couple of house cams. Made caught some petrifying videos, but the scariest one, weirdly enough, was the one where the least amount of destruction took place. A lot of people seem to think that all of the videos this person posted could have been faked with them standing behind the camera, but all of those comments were quelled with this clip.
OK， 我们可以看见对面也有相机啊。很奇怪。怎么那么多机位啊！我操！
How the hell did that happen? At least now, you know nobody was behind the camera.
Certain musical notes have been known to strike a chord with certain
当然有可能是鱼线啊。
And this guy is about to find out why he might have to pursue.
不知道该怎么说，毕竟它是固定机位啊，看不出什么马脚。我们看见身后啊。 就小黑消失了，突然之间消失了啊，小黑。
Now that is one hell of a reason to freak right out. Imagine living in a haunted house where objects move and strange sounds emanate out of thin air, but then you capture something like this on camera. A shadowy figure that manifests behind you when you least expect. But when you turn the camera, it's gone. It's safe to assume he might be dealing with more than just a fond admirer, more like a supernatural stalker.
This person noticed something extremely wrong while checking out the CCTV footage of the car park outside. They noticed a distant headlight approaching and thought nothing of it, until something peculiar revealed itself out of the fog.
有点卡，哦，它是快进了。 So， 啥玩意儿？我没看懂。哦，那有可能是这个摩托车
There's nobody.
骑手可能摔了，
Motorbikes
因为它
can
这种
sustain
是有
themselves like that for a while, but for what possible reason would
那
it
种
be
陀螺仪
riding
效
like
应
that
啊
for so，
它
long?
开起来，
It clearly had no
它开起来车就变
consideration
得
for
很
the
稳。
oncoming traffic, so it either wasn't being controlled by anyone, or the thing controlling it didn't care. But surely, there would have been someone on it before it became fully visible for it to stay upright for so long. So, where did they go? And what did they do? How could this even happen? Do you have any
我觉得这很
ideas?
合理啊，
Discuss them in the comments section.
不一定是什么幽灵骑士
This
啊，
guy and his team showed
而是
up to investigate
有
some
人在
chilling paranormal
这监控之前
activity
摔了
after someone decided to take their last breath inside this already well-known haunted place. The locals, absolutely terrified, reporting eerie sounds like bangs and screams echoing from within. The kind of stuff that makes you hesitate before stepping foot through the door. But here's where it all started getting really unsettling. You'll want to see it for yourself.
दूध पड़ा होता है वो गिर जाता है नीचे कभी कहते दूध पड़ा होता है दिन को उठते दूध होता ही नहीं है जैसे कोई जानवर पी गया हो
哦，狗拉线原理啊，
अभी भी
就在眼前发生了。
वाय मुंह हो रही ये
As they take a short break to chat, the fan behind one of them moves all of a sudden, seemingly on its own.
जानवर पी गया हो ठीक है
They even show us the area around it to try and find a reason, but there's no one around. And of course, we can't put this down to faulty mechanisms as the fan isn't even plugged in. Strange? Definitely.
但是如果
But
说它
consider
就它
that
插
an
电
appetizer,
也不该
because there's more. A lot.
也不该动啊。 它插电也不该下面动啊。 啊！从哪里冒轮胎呀、我操！这工具人发力了，工具人开始发力了。我操，这轮太离谱了。这是什么帽子吗？我一个锅，一个锅。
रिकॉर्ड हुई है।
How can you explain the fact they always get pretty close to the objects with no jump cuts or strings whatsoever? Pretty interesting footage. Plus, the fact that they don't go screaming and shouting like some popular YouTube ghost hunters seems to add credibility to their footage. No sensationalism or entertainment, just pure paranormal investigation. Pretty impressive if you ask us.
उसकी हमें चाबी नहीं दी, उसकी क्यों नहीं दी, उसकी हमें उन्होंने कोई वजह ही नहीं बताई। यही जो है वो मूव हो रहा है। अच्छा काफी जो है ना वो कौन सा
还有不动有，我操，这轮胎又来。
यार इसकी कोई आवाज भी नहीं आती एकदम से। वही ना अजीब सी बात सुनाई। ये
这有点离谱吧？
ठीक है, आपके कदमों की आवाज थी। शायद सामने ही पड़ी थी। जैसे किसी चीज ने पंख मारे।
我操！搞不懂啊，搞不懂，有点离谱吧？看不出什么马脚。
ये क्या दूध है इसके अंदर लगा हुआ? वो नीचे भी दूध पड़ा।
但这个运动项也太频繁了吧！我操！他总不能说这边遍地都是线吧？啊？感觉这应该是一镜到底吧？就是这个录像可能被剪辑了。在这个合集里面被剪辑了，它原视频里面应该是一镜到底的。那如果说要这么操作的话，如果说真的是人为的话，要这么操作，感觉有点复杂。
Who's throwing tires around when we have both camera angles?
但这轮胎是怎么回事啊？没懂，我操
！And no one to be seen. Fascinating. As they prepare to call it a night, they open the door to what seems like a kitchen.
啊！我给另外一个门敲了一下，是吧？
Their reactions seem pretty genuine, and the footage they captured, well, very intriguing to say the least. But what do you think? Is that house really haunted? And would you stick around?
虽然看不出什么马脚，但确实夸张啊，确实夸张，特别是轮胎啊。
Being a one-man paranormal investigator who explores an apparent haunted location at stupid o'clock for your teeming fans is all fun and games until the paranormal comes back to bite you in the ass.
这棒子啊，棒子。
잠깐만.
镜子动了。 哎，西巴谁家？他们骂脏话是吧？啊？ 是不是工具人在隔壁发力了？工具人。
Not long after he made his way inside the old, abandoned house, he saw the mirror swaying rather rigorously from side to side, and this wasn't as a result of the wind. It felt more like a phantom hand, and when he goes to investigate, no one.
有可能是有人在隔壁啊。 又来。
가지마. 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 가지마.
아?
Following the figure he saw through the
看
door,
影子了吗？
he goes to check it out, without stopping to think that he might be falling into a trap.
我操，我没看见，我
Anything
说真
for
的。
his channel, I guess. But boy, was that the beginning of the downward spiral of an eventful, spooked-filled night.
뭡니까? 뭐?
那是什么？那是熨斗吗？还是什么鬼？没看懂。
저기 뭐야?
这就是窗户啊。还有十字架在窗户那边，你看见没有？
거기 누굽니까?
感觉怪怪的，感觉怪怪的。 OK， 那不知道是什么啊，感觉也不像熨斗啊，这啥呀？一个奖杯吗？他为什么灵性回头？
After following the entity into a
没懂，他应该不是应该
things take
把那个设备探出去看一下那边有没有人吗？
table starts moving, soon joined by the window rattling ominously.
这个还不如刚才那个呢。
This should
还
have
不如刚才那个
been
中东的。
warning enough for our guy to pack up and leave, proving he wasn't alone in the house. Someone or something was messing with him. Who knows how long before things get physical?
就感觉这个有点像，像妙
But
哥
our，guy
像妙
is
哥
not
他
one
那个
to
手
back
法，
down from an unsolved
狗
ghost
拉线原理
mystery.
啊，狗拉线原理，
So he pressed on, investigating
工具
behind
人
the
拉线
window,
原理啊。
despite trembling like a leaf. He found nothing until this happened.
还有高手是吧？该显形了吧？
뭐야? 뭐야? 어? 어?
看傻了，灵性回头。傻，
너 뭐야? 거기 있어.
我那是个影子。
너 진짜 이씨야.
他那边招手吗？还是在干嘛？过去了，他冲过去了，但是他可能是看起来应该是为了照明啊。啥也没有。
For a grand, eerie act, the figure appears behind the door partition, as if taunting him to come closer. However, our intrepid hero pulls the classic
"Screw you guys, I'm going home,"
and bolts for the exit before things could get ugly. Now, let's analyze his night at this haunted house.
那应该就是工具人了，我觉
For
得。
starters, we notice how he sometimes
工具人
fails
说
to
差不
investigate
多了，
moving
我走了。
objects, and when he does, he doesn't do it quickly enough. Anyone serious about proving to their fans that there's nothing to hide would be more proactive about showing that they don't have a sidekick, literally pulling the strings. We also found it quite amusing that the ghost seemed more concerned about showing him around the place rather than scaring him off. Not to mention,
是要
some
展
jump cuts
向他
every
展示
time
这个
he
房间，
pans
而不是把他
the
给吓
camera
跑，
down. Then again,
是不是这意思？
let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know why the house was so deserted, with almost everything in place. Perhaps it was a friendly poltergeist who dabbed in show business while it was alive. But hey, kudos to him for taking these brave expeditions into haunted places many wouldn't dare
这个
to
频道我
venture
印象当中
with
好像之前是有
poltergeist
2个人在
activity, or just
运营，
another paranormal entertainment.
然后后面是不是变成一个
Share
了？
your thoughts with us. Apparently, humans may not be the most advanced species on planet Earth. The scary video
斯
we're
柯
about
达，
to
斯柯
watch
达。
seems to be yet another example caught on camera where the line between reality and fantasy starts to blur. Take a look.
我操！他总不能说启动之后又立起来了，为自己熄火了。汽车马上变形了，汽车人。
Can't help but feel like the bike in this video should be left alone to carry on its duty of saving the Transformers universe.
Can't transform.
It comes to life out of nowhere, startling everyone around as it turns itself on and whips its handlebars to the side. It's almost as if it ran out of patience.
给我这种感觉，他这摩托是不
The
是
people
偷
in
的？
the
我
cab
操！
don't seem to understand what is going
他
on,
没有钥匙，他是用
and
那
neither
个
do we.
电线接上去的。
This
所以可能
family
正好
keeps getting visited by
电线搭上
something
去了。
which tends to mess with them. And no matter how hard they look or search, there just isn't anything there. From shadows caught out of the corner of their eyes that suddenly disappear, to doors and drawers appearing opened when they were pretty sure they had left them closed. This house seems to be a paranormal hotspot. So they started leaving cameras everywhere to try and get some proof that they were not going crazy. Little did they know that the proof they got would be the one thing that would eventually send them nuts. Take a look. Either the teddy bear comes to life to ensure the
像
baby's
故
still
人回来看
asleep,
这小孩了吗
or？ something the cam shouldn't detect got handsy and wanted to play a little, moving the toy on its own. What would you do if you saw your baby's teddy squeezing its body like that with no one around? Could this be some invisible force, or just some well played out tricks involving strings, edits, and camera positioning? Or perhaps it's something more sinister. Something that creeps like a tiny monster while it searches for its next victim. I think we found our little culprit. Jokes aside though, do you reckon this house is really haunted? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Imagine being on holiday, chilling in the sun, knowing your home is safe and sound, well locked and monitored by CCTV, when you wake up to a notification from your camera you never wanted to get. This family had a similar experience and is still clueless about what might have happened that day. Take a look.
等会儿，前面那什么东西啊？就门那边。
The movements and the lights turning on when the house was supposed to be empty had us playing the video in a loop,
我前面是
searching For
披头散发
answers,
女人。
did you also notice the figure walking past the mirror to the left? Perhaps the house wasn't empty
不会就是
after
正
all.
中间那个
Another
是一个
interesting
披头散
detail
发女人。
was how the door went from having an oval window to being square-shaped. Not to mention the blue flash just before the
那
lights
个是
came
一个
on,
椭
which
圆
is
形窗户
typically
吗？
used to hide editing mistakes. But it could just be the camera switching from infrared to visible light.
灰尘
As
吗？
we dug deeper to find more videos, hoping for clarity, we only found ourselves tumbling down a rabbit hole of spookiness. Take a look.
OK， 我们看见有个黑影啊，从右边往左边过去了，然后灯又开了，同时门也关了。
In this video, you'll notice that the light is turned off, and the door has gone back to having an oval window. It seems reality changes with the light. If this isn't a classic case of spotting the difference, then we don't know what is. The video further proves that someone or something is in the house while they are away. How do you explain the lights going off if the family was away on holiday? Nor did they have any timer switch. What are they up against here? A sneaky poltergeist happy to have the house to itself? Or a squatter skilled at avoiding CCTV and was living it up while they were away? But let's not rule out the possibility that they might be the ones haunting their own home. There are plenty of fakers out there these days anyway, so never know.
不知道怎么回
A
事啊，
huge
前面那个
thanks
东
to
西
Sandra Nicholas for sending us these
就
creepy
说它不该
videos
是
she
椭圆
took
形的
inside her own
按它
home.
按它
In
话
her
来说的
email,
话，
she asks us to see if we can come up
光
with
线
any
问题吗？
explanations
不懂。
for the paranormal milling
那
around
个黑影
the
有
front
很多遮
room.
挡，
So
所
get
以
ready to type in the comments your
有很多操作
theories.
空间。
Starting off with the first video she sent us.
这些是狗粮还是什么之类的吗？主上的。OK， 东西掉，椅子自己转，我操，有点扯吧。
Just based on the video, we can't really see what it was that fell over, but in her email, she tells us that it was a sturdy sealed roll of sellotape. She said that there were no windows open at the time and the roll had been sat exactly there for 3 days with no issue. So what the hell happened? Unfortunately for Sandra though, the sellotape roll wasn't the only thing that went tumbling to the floor, because a few nights before this happened. And somehow, that's not all. Look at the footage she caught just before the modem fell off the windowsill. If you missed it, don't worry. It's a little hard to see. So let's zoom in and get a closer look.
The fuck?
Some strange orb flew across from the chairs to the modem and just vanished into thin air. From a purely skeptical standpoint, the items toppling over could be something as simple as the vibrations from cars driving past, or even heavy footsteps that can disturb an item's placement and over time lead it to fall over. That is an incredibly boring explanation, but one thing we can never truly explain is the coincidence of that particular orb. There are all the arguments about it being dust, or bugs, or even light reflection, but there is something so eerie about how it goes straight to the modem, and then in the same night, it's sent flying. What do you think is happening in the front room? Can we, as a community, help Sandra understand what could potentially be happening in her house? Let us know your theories in the comments, and another shout out to Sandra for sending this over.
Moving into a new apartment comes with excitement and a refreshing feel, especially when it's in a better part of town. This family recently moved to this house with such feelings but was oblivious to its mysterious past. If only they knew the evil that existed in the place. Here is the paranormal concoction that left them gasping.
Son las...
Okay.
No sé si se alcanza a ver. Las 3 de la mañana con 1 minuto. Y mi hermana me acaba de levantar porque dice que se escuchan ruidos en el cuarto.
她不知道是她妹妹还是姐姐把她叫起来，她说听有动静，然后她说我的丈夫和儿子都睡觉了啊。
No hay nadie. Solamente estamos mi hermana, mi hija, mi esposo y yo. Aquí en este cuarto está solo porque en estos últimos días nadie ha podido dormir aquí. Como podrán ver, el cuarto está totalmente solo y pues nadie duerme aquí, solo estamos nosotros. Mi hermana dice que se escuchan cosas, pero...
So?
Ay, me asusté. Pero no sé.
看一眼窗户，啥也没有，把自己吓一跳。还笑勾弯了，我操！
Amor, amor, levántate, levántate porque...
It all started off like a joke, some sort of late night hide and seek with an unseen force, but when their chittering got too much for their brother to bear, he decided to show the entity who's boss, and this happened.
No sabemos qué fue lo que pudo haber pasado. Mi esposo anda viendo. ¿Qué fue eso?
那什么东西？他说。
¿Qué es, amor?
Movió la puerta, no sé qué va a estar ahí, nada.
丈夫说啥也看不见啊，这里啥也没有。
No hay nada. No hay nada en el baño.
这个浴室墙很久没刷了。
First off, we've got to acknowledge this guy's nerves of steel, diving headfirst into the source of the paranormal chaos. But who or what could be depriving them of a much-needed sleep?
Seguimos grabando porque no dejan de escucharse los ruidos. Son las 3:19 de la mañana. No dejan de escucharse las cosas. ¿Abre la puerta?
为什么要开门？不能开吧？引狼入室了，属于是。现在情况变得更糟了啊！但是从他设备来看，听不大出来是哪个方位的啊。
Solamente se escuchan todos. La gente ahorita a estas horas está dormida. No sabemos qué sea. Ya tenemos días sintiendo cosas extrañas. Últimamente se ve, se siente.
你可以感受到一个奇怪的波动、震动啊。
And just when they thought the disturbance was only from outside, this happened, and all of them trembled like a leaf.
¡Ay, Dios!
这回比较明显。
¿Viste la mano en la cabeza?
刚才只是听到动静，现在可能是风啊。他丈夫说。
Did you notice how that doll stood for a brief second before falling as they banned the camera? Or how violently the door was knocked again? This is starting to feel more than just a prankster's antics, and more like a poltergeist presence.
Seguimos aquí en la grabación.
我们还在录像啊。
Mi esposo fumando, que no falta el vicio.
然后我丈夫正在抽烟，然后我这个妹妹在哭啊。
Vean, es que no hay nadie. No es nadie. Todo se ve absolutamente solo. No hay absolutamente...
啥呀？门自己关了吗？我们可以看见，好像房子里面还有个小孩啊！小孩真的没问题吗？
Amor, ¿escuchaste? Sí. ¿Estás bien, hija? ¡Ay, güey! No manches.
At this point, the man reaches his tipping point, promising to deal with whoever is pulling such an expensive prank on his family. However, He fails to entertain the possibility of other forces being at play here. How does he explain the doll's movement and other things around the house? If they didn't get it, then I bet they are about to do so.
主要是什么？这个视频拍有点晃。不知道是哪里发出动静啊？不知道是哪里发出动静？柜子吗？还是哪里？还是厕所？厕所窗户吗？听不明白，听不明白。帘子动了。
With the orchestra of peace and calm out of the picture, the unholy present returns to haunt and set their hearts racing. With their hero unavailable, how would the lady survive the night?
情况更糟了啊！没有依靠，是没有胆子大的人了，是吧？
The ladies then decide to confront the demon or whatever it was from its source, but what they found made them wish they never opened that door.
是啊，就不该打开那个门啊！本来只是在外面的，现在是到里面来了。我操，那是把刀吗？怎么感觉他还笑啊？我操
！Someone or something tosses a knife in their direction,
怎么感觉他还笑啊？
as if to let them know what was coming next. Sure, it's the wee hours, and they couldn't run outside the house into the streets. But their beds couldn't save them from whatever danger was coming. This was the last video they uploaded on their TikTok channel, which makes you wonder, did they get hurt, or were they able to get rid of their paranormal roommate? Real poltergeist activities, or did you pick holes in their story? Share your thoughts in the comments.
A good cocktail at the end of a busy week is a simple pleasure most of us like to indulge in, and so apparently do poltergeists. Because in this mind-boggling clip, you'll see a spirit making their drink preferences crystal clear. Take a look.
What's up?
Note to self.
我操，这太扯了吧！我操。
Do not like their pina coladas too sweet. All jokes aside though, what happened here? It seemed to happen so fast. But when we slow it down, things seem to get even spookier. Did you see the way the bottle was yanked? There is no way the bottle could have slipped out of her hand that violently. And the clear shock in her face screams paranormal activity. But was it? How do you explain this one? Let us know what you think in the comments.
York, known as the goat of haunted cities, is a straight-up nightmare fuel. Over 500 ghost sightings have been reported inside its ancient walls. It's an old city with a dark history of wars, plagues, and even scary executions. In fact, people say ghosts have haunted its streets for centuries, but one particular scary story that seems to be on everyone's tongue is the Shambles, a super old part of York. People say doors slammed open and shut by themselves. Houses disappear and shadowy figures move around like they own the place. There's even a story about the lost boy, a ghost who shows up randomly before vanishing into thin air. People believe he was an orphan who died during medieval times, and his spirit never moved on. On this particular day, the streets were empty and everything seemed normal until this happened.
自行车。 看起来他好像不带头螺仪啊！你说摩托车自己走还合理，那自行车自己走是什么情况
？Did you catch that? Let's watch it again.
停下来了，还立了一会儿。
Posted on x.com by the official Shambles Market.
有点扯啊，但我们一看见这是一个监控录像，监控录像。
Out of nowhere, wobbling around like it was trying to stay up. And then just falling over on the sidewalk. No one was there to push it or stop it. So here's the $1 million question. Do you think it is the lost boy riding the bike? Or was it a ghostly cyclist from York's haunted past? Some say the video might have been faked. What do you think? Let us know.
就不知道了。
This scary video might just make you think twice about spending the night alone at stupid o'clock. After months of getting the heebie-jeebies in his own home, this guy couldn't shake the feeling that something was seriously off. He'd been catching twisted shadows out of the corner of his eye, but one terrifying night finally pushed him over the edge. Desperate for a break, he fled to a hotel for a few days, hoping the distance would calm his nerves. But when he returned, he came back with a plan. Phone on one hand, spare pants on the other, ready to catch that shadow bastard who didn't even offer to pay the rent.
I'm fully invested. Let's go and see a shadow bastard. Come with me.
Shia.
Come on, let's go.
He thought capturing the footage would settle things once and for all, maybe even prove that it was all in his head, but that very footage was the thing that sent him spiraling. And it all started in the kitchen.
进度条好像快
Okay, I'm back
还行
home. It's been about
这
3
都还挺
days.
长的。
I just got back from my hotel room, and I've still been witnessing uneasy feeling in here. It's the only way I can describe it. So tonight, I'm just trying to see if there's any type of communication. Whoever you are, I've caught you a couple of times on camera.
Yo, what up? Ghost Golden Guns over here. And I'm going live right now because that's why.
健达巧克力。
Hello. Hello. Is anyone there? What the f***? What the f***? Who is out? Oh my god.
啥呀？我看不见啊！我操！
Oh my goodness. What the f***?
看不明白啊！看不明白。厨房那边吗？厨房那边丢东西
Hello.
吗？
Who is there? Oh my goodness. Please stop. What the f***? Please stop. Please stop. This is my house. Leave. Leave. This is my house. You're not allowed here. Leave. Oh my goodness.
他不敢出去啊，有点害怕。他也想要宠物啊。Do again。哎，怎么卡了？桌上那什么东西啊？我操，那是娃娃吗？有点诡异吧？我操。
Hello. Oh my goodness.
看不清啊，真看不清。
What the f...
这萌萌好像是对柜子有没有执念是吧？
The strangest thing about this is that if the cupboard doors were just swinging open, you could probably brush all this off as a bit of string. But how the hell are they slamming closed as well? Unless this guy has employed the borrowers to pull the door shut from the inside, there's no way it could be closed so aggressively. And it turns out that things in there got weirder and weirder, believing there to be some kind of malevolent presence behind the crazy cupboards. This guy decided to invest in an SLS camera. He found exactly what you'd expect when it comes to software like that. But there was another element to the video he caught that will make your hair stand on end.
这个我感觉没有任何参考价值，我是真的这个 APP， 就是一个娱乐用的东西吧，这个娱乐性太强了。它的东西就是捕捉到什么东西了。
Is there anyone there? Oh man, that's fucking crazy.
是不是有点巧？这种东西在那边，这种东西在那边。
What the fuck, man?
然后柜子关了。
Who's there?
有点巧啊，有点巧。至少我自己下的，我是没看见啥。我是感觉有点离谱。又有了。
Leave. Leave.
The stick figure is creepy enough, but the fact that it was right in front of the cupboard, and then on command, the door swung open and closed again. Albeit, more gentle this time, but still a huge paranormal punch in the face. After living in fear of this phantom cupboard fanatic, the activity seemed to die down, and he became slightly more comfortable, relaxing in the front room.
我感觉真纯娱乐吧。
But one night, after he thought it was all over and done with, he felt it. That small yet overwhelmingly foreboding sense of dread began to sliver up his body, twisting through every nerve as he realized that it had never ended. He pulled out his camera, and in his desperation, he managed to catch this.
What the f 啊！我操，什么东西？什么？
The footage is somewhat blurred, but if you focus just a little,
好像是一个淡淡的人形吗？
like a silhouette lurking.
你可以看他的脸啊。
But what
这
the
纯粹是他
hell?
脸。
Or who the hell was it?